I told you what I used to do for an adrenaline rush. I used to jump out of perfectly good airplanes. Now I think when we get off of this road and go on to the next road, which is Springer Mtn Rd, I would imagine that there'll be a lot more traffic. Because first of all, you know, so many people are going there for the ATP. This is pretty much a third gear road. This is all national forest land here. I haven't seen any private residences in a while. I could be wrong. There might be some cabin tucked away somewhere. I don't know. Like, what is all that? Oh, wait a minute. Here is a major crossroad. I think this is Springer Mtn this way. I think if we go this way, according to my funky map, I think that's where we are. We got to go around this way. I think. But what do I know, right? I'm just following sort of what the map is telling me to do. One of these days I'm going to get another Garmin, but this time I got my eye on the Garmin XT. If anybody has one, let me know how you like it. It's had a lot of good reviews, and it doesn't look as complex or difficult to understand as like that Montana I had. This is supposed to, if I see a number, this is supposed to be 42, but I haven't seen anything. So I really, just have to go with the flow here. whenever I go riding, there's no set agenda, because like I said, a lot of these roads are not really marked that well. So you're just sort of at the mercy until you've done them a few times. Mtn McKay Trail. That's not marked on here, Mtn McKay. Springer Mountain. Mtn McKay, I think, is a neighboring trail to the Appalachian Trail. This is all loose gravel. Sometimes I think the cars, just their expression, they're like, oh, holy shit, a bike. I don't expect them to do much. I'm much more maneuverable. But you see, that's a minivan coming down here. So that always gives you an indication that if a minivan is coming this way, you know that it's not going to get super gnarly, because a minivan's not going through anything that's too rough. That's the way I look at it anyway. And that also answered your question. You know, if the soccer mom is back here in her minivan, you don't need anything with super high road clearance to make it back here. Usually you don't have very good cell reception on these roads, so if you're relying on your phone GPS, it's pretty sketchy. Big meadow up here. Huh. Here's a big parking area. What is this big parking lot for? "14-day parking limit." Here you go. Springer Mountain. This is the start of the ATP. See that? Springer Mountain, Chattahoochee National Forest. Springer Mountain is 1 mile that way. Southern terminus of the Benton-McKay Trail. A lot of people are here. So we did follow the right way. One parking place left. What do you know? Well, at least there's a place people can park. There's the trail right there. You go a mile their way, and that's where it all begins. Really nice not even to be sweating. This part of the road here is fuel economy. I just let gravity do its work. There's no big ruts or anything, so you can be lazy and sit your ass down. This is elevator down going this way. Now we're going back up. I have to say these little maps that I got are really handy because I'm a map person. You can buy a pretty decent fold-out map of all of these gravel roads. Two Wheels of Suches has them. They're a little pricey. They're like $6 or $7, but what I do is I just fold the area that I'm going to go on, and I make photocopies on my printer, and then I just tape it on my gas tank. And then, you know, if it gets ruined, who cares? It's just a copy. I don't want to I don't usually bring the whole map with me because I don't want to ruin it. At $6 or $7 a piece, you don't want to trash your master copy, so to speak. They have those maps for all different parts of the Smokies, but the one that Two Wheels carries is pretty much Suches, covers Suches, Delania, Helen, Clayton, this area. Andrews has a couple of good dirt roads. All the way up to like Robinsonville. And then there's a couple of dirt roads off the Dragon. I forget the name of it right offhand, but that road just opened up recently. I'm not a real huge fan of going to Doublehead Gap and doing the Dragon. I mean, that's a street bike thing, of course, but I've done it a few times on a Suzuki Bandit, and it was, you know, usually like on the weekend it's so crowded you can't really even get up to any momentum anyway, because you're dealing with cars, and unfortunately a lot of people get hurt on the Dragon. There's a lot of fatal accidents, and unfortunately it's pretty much human error. It's the number one killer on the Dragon is going too fast. You know, people have this fantasy or something in their mind that they are on some kind of heavy-duty race, and, you know, for whatever reason they crash. It's unfortunate. And you're in the part of the country up there where a lot of people have to be airlifted out. Anyway, I'll shut up for a while. That car is like, oh my gosh, I gotta get over. One of these days I might make another video, the ride back to Swinging Bridge. That's a very picturesque, pretty little area there. And that's another, I think that road is 816. Goes back a few miles. I laughed, I actually saw people going back there on their Harleys. Can you imagine? They got their chrome scratched, let's put it that way. I don't recommend taking street bikes to go see the Swinging Bridge. That's not a hot tip. Swinging Bridge is over the Toccoa River. If you look out there, we actually are in a lot of nice views here, but there's not too many vista points. But I just sort of caught a glimpse of one to my left, and we're actually still pretty high here. I lose all track of altitude. That's sort of a nice feature on some of the GPSs. I know Garmin has a altitude feature and tells you how high you are. When I had, years ago when I had a KLR 650, the John Deere, I actually put my altimeter from my skydiving years on it when I was going through the mountains and lets you know how high above ground level you are, depending on where you set it from, you know, the start of your trip. I don't recollect off the top of my head what the height of Springer Mountain is. Before I moved down here, I was unaware of how beautiful North Georgia is. I always, you know, associated Georgia with Atlanta or Augusta or Macon or Savannah, and you know, it's ho-hum. But North Georgia is like another whole place. If you're an outdoorsy kind of person, if you like fishing, kayaking, canoeing, dual sporting, you really owe it to yourself to check this little area out. Here's a big ass log that came down, but luckily somebody already had the chainsaw, got her done. Those trees that are over like a foot in diameter, I'm not a trials rider, so I don't try hopping them. That's where I appreciate this tiny little bike, because it's so light. You can just pick it up and throw it over the tree. Try doing that on your 600-pound V-Strom. Not gonna happen. I was looking at that other trail. There was like another little trail off of this. It's like, where does that go? I don't know. I stay on this main one. I know where this goes, even though I haven't been on it down here. This is the Gravity Down Road. So far this bike gets like 55 to 60 some miles a gallon, depending on how crazy you are on the throttle. Actually doing this kind of off-road, I'm usually idling like I am now, so it's just, you know, you're not really using that much gas. Somebody's hiking up here. I guess wherever she's coming from must be a campsite, because nobody lives off of this road. And she was walking in flip-flops, so it's not like she's too far away, I don't think. think I passed those guys before. How did they get in front of me? They look tired. I would be exhausted. They're probably thinking, damn, I wish I had a throttle. Yeah, buddy. Brup, brup. I thought I would see actually more dual sports out today. I think yesterday there was a big event, Chattahoochee dual sport event or something. I saw something on Two Wheels of Such's page. They were hosting it. It was all sold out. Down, down, down the mountain we go. Both of these roads so far have been maintained fairly well, but I think since this road is popular for the Appalachian Trail, I guess the Forest Service does their thing here. They grade it, they don't let it get very rutted out or anything, because like I said, most of the vehicles that you've seen, you know, they're not